Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Misscliks D&D Seaborn. You all wake up the next morning alive.
Yay!
Everyone gains 2 HP, except for Rufus, also known as Malcolm, because you're at max of 1 HP.
Aww.
But don't worry, if you die, there's still Simon, Adam, Nathan, Alan, and Cobb.
I like Cobb. I remember Cobb.
I want to play Cobb. Can Malcolm just walk into the ocean and see?
You can just switch to Cobb. You can switch between these.
Let's let him run his course.
Which may be a short course as it is.
All right. The next day. Dun dun dun.
Magician man.
Yes.
Do you know your great powerful spell?
I stare at the book for a while. Does inspiration strike me?
You will... No, inspiration has not struck you by morning.
Give me... It's so close. Just give me a day. I think I'll have this.
You guys see off to the west, dark clouds roll in over the ocean, and in the distance you see lightning strikes. Within a few hours, the storm has started to cover the island. The rain beats down on you. You've got a little bit of shelter in this boat. Actually, plenty of shelter in this boat. The holes are in the bottom, not on the top. And the storm comes your way.
When you scouted their camp, how close was it to the ocean? Was it right next to it?
Neil, was it?
It was 300 yards.
It was 300 yards from the ocean.
Okay. Did it look like they would have watched the ocean? I don't know how their encampment was set up. Was it actually a fence?
No fence.
Nope.
I'm guessing they wouldn't guard from the ocean. They probably would, though. A little bit.
Well, in either case, it is important that we verify that Dark Albert is not, in fact, being eaten today.
There's not much we can do if he is, though.
We also gain 2 health, correct?
Yes, everyone gains 2 HP.
Should we wait until inspiration strikes this so-called wizard, or should we continue to the Blizzardmen's camp now and lie in wait?
All of us?
Yes.
Wait, during the storm?
Yes.
I much prefer it in here.
What care we for rain when there is such things afoot?
I don't know. Perhaps the lizardmen are very powerful during the rain.
And perhaps they are less powerful. Did you ever think
the
of
rain
this?
might even slow them down.
Perhaps we need the shelter, otherwise we will catch colds.
Neil, rain doesn't actually do anything to us, does it?
It makes you wet.
Right. But, I mean,
There's no in-game effects from rain, but, it affects the things around you. Nothing that's you wouldn't know by being a normal person having experienced rain in your lifetime. The usual effects.
Okay.
Which is why I'm aware that when I go out in the rain without cover, I will usually become sick. So I prefer stay in the ship for now.
Well, then perhaps I should go invisible to the Lizardman camp again and see if there's a way to sneak out while we wait for you to learn this other spell.
I actually just thought of a great escape plan. Come to think of it, if it came down to it.
And what is that?
Well, Wait. I think back to the time that the lizardmen went to the river. Were they keeping their heads above water to breathe?
I don't remember.
They seem to have their eyes above water.
Like a crocodile.
Right. Like a crocodile.
Maribel's getting noticeably antsy. Her little hoofed feet are kind of dancing around. and her tail is kind of swishing. Captain, decide for us where we will go and what we will do.
Well, I think it's okay that you go and make sure your friend is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You were safe last time, just make sure not to get seen again. And other than that, we can continue resting a little bit.
The only challenge with the rain is that if I'm invisible but the rain still bounces off me, it may make me more visible.
That is the case.
That's bad. Stay in here with us.
Or maybe you should just stay here.
Splashing in the water.
You said you're splashing in the water, Malcolm?
No, if you're walking through the water and through
Oh,
the
yeah.
mud, they'll be able to see your tracks and be able to actually pinpoint you and probably spear you.
Maribel sighs and just like finds a corner and sits down and starts sketching. And she tries to draw Dark Albert.
Give me an artistic ability check.
Keep reaching for my dice because we use real dice and dice camera action, but Roll20 is so much better because you can see it. D20 and my artistic ability is 11.
23. You make a pretty good sketch of Dark Albert. Malcolm and Trellis, who have never seen him before, have an understanding of what Dark Albert looks like.
I look at it like, not with longing, but with like gravitas, you know, with gravity. Like I look at it like I feel very driven to help Dark Albert.
You guys don't actually have a light source, do you?
We had torches. Did we use them all?
No, you had a few left over, but they only last half an hour each, so I guess you make this sketch during the lightning flashes. It's pretty
it's
dark.
midday, right?
Well, it's midday, but it's storming and raining. So there's some light coming through, but it's pretty dark. I guess. No. And you're inside a ship as well. If you're outside the ship, it would probably not be too bad.
Does the inside of the ship have any lanterns?
Not anymore. It probably did beforehand, but in the course of the wreck, they all broke.
Inside the ship, I kind of idly mix raspberries and blackberries into my sand. I get a nice 3-color sand going.
I'm whittling wood because I'm not really good for anything.
I am a little restless, so I'm getting up and doing a little bit of exercise, but not too much as to not strain on my wounds. And then I lay back down every so often. And then I kind of turn, after seeing the picture of Albert, I kind of turn to them. So, Maribel, you said you guys weren't that close, right? This was somebody you just had hardly met. What draws you so close to him?
Well, it is not that we had just met, although I would not say we were close. Simply, he was one of the crew, and as first mate, I think it is my responsibility to ensure the safety of our crew. And also, he kept good notes, and I forget things a lot.
Dark Albert's true reason for living comes out.
He would be glad that I thought that of him.
What about you, Bruno? Why do you search for Albert?
I've started to think of him as a rival. I have to outdo him. That's what drives me in terms of getting more powerful in the magics.
Why do you have to outdo him?
Because I couldn't stand his smug face if he ever outdid me. Oh.
And how long have you two traveled together?
Ooh, how long have we? I've forgotten. Since the beginning.
It's been like 2 months since with the in-game time since the show started.
Yeah, it's been 2 months since our island got hit by that natural weather storm, and we've been set on this terrific journey.
Did you two know each other before this journey? What brought you? Like, how did you guys meet? I kind of question a little bit.
I've been a merchant, and I've always known him as someone who has a lot of goods You see, very good, very talented at duplicating certain alcoholic beverages. So him and I entered into a business. And then when it ended up that we were in hard times, I decided, hey, a wizard is a pretty good adventuring fellow. I should take him along.
What about you, Maribel? Where do you come from?
Here and then there. It's not very important, but I spent most of my life in service as a guard, mostly in noble families, and the time came where I was no longer desirable as a bodyguard.
I can't imagine that. I would always find you of value.
I look pleased by this, and I'm like, thank you, Captain. I will strive to be worthy of your trust.
When the spell says 5x20x20 feet wedge, can you detail what that looks like?
20 feet on either side, 5 feet across at the end. So think of a triangle with 5 feet at the base and 20 feet on the sides.
Ah, okay. So it's like a line, 20 feet.
It's like a cone, like a wedge.
Oh, so it widens. Okay, I see.
Yeah, it widens from a point to 5 feet across at the other side.
Oh, so the maximum width is 5 feet. Wow, that's not very large.
No, it's a pretty narrow area.
Got it. So that's why I was thinking, oh, it's kind of like a line.
Yeah.
Bruno, you should play your bongos for us.
Oh, happily. No, give me a moment. I think I am almost understanding this. Does it help to, like, keep staring at the book, or...?
You'll have it figured out, or failed by the end of the day.
I'm just curious, how does it work? Like, do I constantly stare at the book, or do I look at the book and
It's
then...
like a practicing of pronunciation of specific words and learning the gestures and making sure you really get that right and trying to understand the... like when you're studying an advanced concept in school and you're trying to wrap your head around the entire picture, not just understand the, this does this, but how does this actually make sense?
You kind of see Bruno constantly just throwing sand into the air in different methods. He's clearly very busy, which is why he's not playing the bongos for you guys. After you asked, though, I kind of just say, I kind of just throw sand at you, and I'm like, ah! No, I'm very busy preparing this very powerful spell.
I just kind of give you a look, and then kind of back my face away as to not get hit with any sand.
I start rumors amongst the rest of the crew.
What are these rumors?
This guy is crazy.
I kind of just lay back over and I just kind of let my thoughts run while I'm laying there for a little bit.
I think we're in rest the day mode, Neil.
Okay. The day passes pretty uneventfully. None of the lizard men make an approach. Let's see how long the storm lasts. Ooh. So we can go to night. You all go to sleep. You keep watch. Everyone wakes up the next day, still storming. Everyone gains 2 HP. And at the end of that previous day, Bruno, you did in fact learn your spell.
Aha! Well, this is excellent. When I wake up, or at the end of the night, I go, Eureka! I've done it. I've got the perfect plan. Maribel, did you notice any places we could hide or sneak up to the encampment from?
Neil, other than the way that I went in, did I see like any advantages?
It didn't really seem... There wasn't any defenses anywhere. There wasn't any walls. You could approach from any direction, and it would be equally advantageous, you suspect.
I'm mostly wondering if there were any foresty, trees, bushes, somewhere where they couldn't see very easily.
That definitely came out from a tree line, right?
The swamp itself just has trees kind of scattered in around. At the edge of the swamp, you get to a more thick tree line. And the encampment is... How far is it into the tree line? It's like a third of a mile.
Oh, it's actually in the swamp.
Yeah,
okay.
It's in the swamp.
How did you not get leeches on you in the swamp, Maribel?
I am not certain, but I wrapped myself tightly in leaves.
Were you invisible then?
Yes. However, the leaves were not. Right, Neil?
The leaves were... Anything that you were carrying with you is invisible, yeah.
Then yes, I was invisible. Perhaps leeches only attach to what they can see.
Alright, I've got the plan then. I'll sneak around invisible to the south side of their encampment near that tree patch there, and I will cause a distraction. And when they come looking, and they split up perhaps, then we will kill those that are split up, and then we will kill the ones that went to look afterwards.
Alright. As you say. Maribel doesn't really seem to fully comprehend the plan, but she, like, thinks about it for a second and just is like, alright, you probably know what you're talking about.
I've been conspiring with some of the other sailors, and we're concerned, and we want to know exactly what this diversion is going to be.
Oh, it's simple. You see, I am a master of illusion, and I will be invisible and go into one of those tree areas, and I will cast a spell which creates a loud amount of noise. When they come look at what it is, we will get the ones that are left behind.
I did create a diversion with noise, and it did not seem to trouble them very much.
It's okay. This one will.
Yeah, as you say. Let us be off then, and I start like making preparations and gathering people and trying to get them to leave.
Okay. So, everyone gets gathered up. Everyone gets ready to go. What's the plan?
From their encampment, how far away can they realistically see?
That's a good question. It's about the Maribel, you would have recognized they have a pretty clear line of sight to the ocean. There are some trees in the way, but it's mostly a clear line of sight to the shores of the swamp. It's pretty obscured. On a bright sunny day, they could probably see. They could probably see to the edge of the swamp, but not, not perfectly. There's cover, but it's not a ton of cover, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We will wait at
patchy.
the edge of the swamp, and then I will venture through the swamp to their other side, and I will cause the diversion. And I think the diversion will be loud enough for you to hear. I'm thinking about whether or not sound travels like a mile. Huh. Probably not quite that much. Yeah, just we'll get to the edge of the swamp first, and then we'll think about it.
Okay. Off you guys go. Right, let's see. Which route would you like to take? Would someone please draw me your route from the ship over to their camp? I'll doodle their camp right here.
It seems like this would be the way. Just hugging the edge of the swamp.
All right. Let's see how we do in terms of encounters today. What a boring island. You come across no lizardmen and no monsters. Nothing to worry you whatsoever. A few hours later, you find yourself at the edge of the swamp, where Maribel tells you, if you go in from here, you'll encounter this camp.
Mm-hmm. Okay, then. We can vaguely make out the camp from here?
No. Not with the overcast weather and the rain.
We need to be in vision range of the camp at least. We don't have to make it out well. I certainly don't want to get that close, but we need to be able to at least see the structure. Let's move towards that place.
All right. It's everybody here. It's the 6 sailors plus the 3 permanent party members, right?
Yep.
Okay, let's... Okay. And 2 is you. Alright, you start to move through the swamp. After maybe 100 feet or so, the slight rise comes into view, and you can see the crude shelters. Can I get a perception check from everybody? A d20 plus your perception score. And Malcolm, your perception score is 12.
Okay. I think here's far enough. I will go roundabout to the other side.
Ooh, I perceive everything!
Oh my god, Maribel. Maribel, you spot some smoke rising from one of the huts.
There's some smoke rising from that hut over there.
Good job.
Thanks. I see everything. Can we go now into the camp?
Not yet. First, we must stack the odds in our favor. You'll know the signal when you hear it.
I listen.
Give them a moment to chase the signal, and then go in.
Am I going to be invisible this time?
No, because I will be.
All right, fair enough. Let us go.
Alright, Bruno, you magic yourself invisible.
Alright, I walk southwards, past their camp, into a place where it's not like a clear sight to the camp.
Okay.
So
Do you want to be close and have cover, or do you want to be out of range?
I want to be out of range and kind of in cover, and I think as basically so I can vaguely see the camp, but not like the actual details of it.
Sure. Sure, you can get to where it's just an outline. But before we continue with you, I want to go back to Maribel, Malcolm, and Trellis. What are you guys doing while Bruno has left? Are you just standing in the swamp, twiddling your thumbs?
He told me to wait until I hear the signal, so that's I'm just standing there like ears perked.
Trellis?
I'm just resting against something because I'm still in bad health.
Okay. And Malcolm?
I'm telling the other sailors to get their rolling pins ready.
Belaying pin.
No, don't glorify it. We know what's going on here.
All right, Bruno.
All right, 100 yards away from me, I cast Audible Glamour.
Yes. Are you casting that in the direction of the camp or away from the camp?
I cast it in a direction. It looks like the sound volume is going to be about 20 men, so something that they could hear. That sounds pretty loud. It describes it as a roaring lion is 16 men, and a roaring dragon is no fewer than 24. I'm gonna.
So if the party is this star, you are where the B is, right? You want to be south of the camp?
Yeah, exactly.
And where are you making the sound relative to you?
There.
Okay. And you want to make the sound of, or you are making the sound of how many men?
I will just make the sound, of 20 men.
Any particular sound of these men?
Laughing, yes.
All right, the sound of 20 people laughing.
But like Bruno laugh, right?
Sure.
All right. You hear the sound of people laughing, Bruno. Party, I don't think you hear them from that far away.
I'm still listening because he told me I would hear the signal.
Right. Why don't you guys all make perception checks at like -5 because of the storm and the distance?
So I score -5.
Yes.
I do not hear it. Oh, I didn't even -5. That's even less.
Oh, God. It's all up to you, Malcolm.
It's okay, there's 7 sailors there too.
Wow, Malcolm, you, in the distance, you hear the sound of laughter. It's kind of faint, but you definitely hear the sound of people laughing. Like
What's so funny?
just a group of people hanging out, having a good time.
We must be playing D&D. That's sick.
Do you tell us what you hear?
I hush all the men and I'm like, do you hear that? Do you hear that laughter? No one really seems. I'm like, I think that might be it. Who else will be over there laughing like that?
As soon as she says that, I'm like, sounds good enough to me. Let's go. And I start charging.
All right. You guys push through the swamp. You see the camp. It appears, well, you get... let me backtrack a moment here. Bruno, what do you do once you create this audible glamour?
I stay kind of hidden in some cover. I'm also invisible, and I just kind of watch to see what happens.
Okay. So eventually you see the party approaching the camp. Let's see how they do it. Party, you approach the camp. Is any particular order? Are you like dead charging through the swamp at them?
I lead the way, but I don't just charge into the camp. I kind of like approach cautiously to see what's going on in the camp.
Okay. All right. When you guys get close enough to actually see details in there, you spot the lizard men from the camp. It looks like 2 of them are standing kind of side by side looking out towards the southeast side of the camp. You can't spot any other lizard men, although there are, huts blocking your view. You see the crude cage in the center of the camp still, but can't make out the details of the figures within.
So I can't tell whether they're like paying attention or not.
It looks like the 2 lizard men you can see are looking away from you right now. You cannot see any details of the people in the structure. Or I should say, you cannot see anybody standing in the cage. Either everyone's lying down, or crouched low, or the cage is empty. But there's nobody standing.
And everyone's facing away from me. No one's looking.
The 2 lizard men are facing away, correct.
How far from the cage are they?
Very close, like 15 feet. Not even, like one of them is adjacent to the cage.
I wait just a minute to see if they're going to move from the sound.
They're not moving. One of them is that 8-foot tall lizard man. The other is a normal looking 7-foot lizard man who's still quite tall.
I lean over to the captain, Trellis, and I say, be sure to stay and fight from afar, but focus on the large one first. And then I say, Malcolm, are you and your chef friends ready to fight alongside me?
We'll shake our rolling pins. Neil's having an aneurysm.
I say, all right. I have 6 of them, right?
6 crew, 6 people?
Yeah.
Yes, well...
I get my bow ready as she said that to me as well.
You've got 6 people, but Nathan is kind of... takes a sit down in the swamp and reaches up, looks at one of his legs, and takes his bling pin and starts bashing his leg and goes, Leech! Leech! Leech!
I tell him to shut up. Be quiet.
The other crew members muffle him quickly and start beating the crap out of the leech. All of us simultaneously, as if in a hive mind.
Okay. I think this is the point where we roll initiative and you guys engage.
But I was giving directions. I was going to say, you two go to that side and see if you can get a flank. You two go to that side and see if you can get a flank. And on my signal, me, Malcolm, and maybe Nathan, if he can get his crap together, will charge straight in behind and try to get a back attack. And all of us focus first on the big one. Trellis, you give us cover fire. Sound good?
Got it.
All right. There's a lot of people here, so we're just going to roll a d10 for the party and a d10 for the enemy, and we'll all act in concert.
Did I not see enemies coming towards this noise at all?
You do, actually. You see about 4 lizard men poking in the direction of that noise. Well, actually, you see 4 lizard men like walk out of the encampment and then submerge in the water, and then you lose sight of them. But they were headed in the direction of the encampment.
Of the noise.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
I rolled a 5, but then Rufus and Trellis also rolled.
Aha! Well, we'll take the first roll.
Oh.
No, Neil was just saying we'll do it all together. Normally you would have rolled it, though.
Yes.
That's what I thought, but then I saw one other roll. I was like, wait a minute, did I miss something
I'm just
here?
Please don't follow me.
All right. You guys actually, I don't even know why we rolled for initiative, because you have surprise on them.
Yeah.
You guys sneak up. Trellis, you've got the first shot.
I want to have the first shot. I'm leading in.
Trellis has a bow. She's giving you cover fire.
But I want to surprise him.
Trellis, do you wait for Maribel to get close in?
Maribel to get close.
Oh, you're so nice, Trellis. That niceness will get you killed one day.
Well, just because I want to have the surprise on my halberd hit. That's why.
Sure.
Yeah. Back her up.
Maribel, you break up the slight hill into the camp. The lizard man, the tall lizard man, seems to still have his eyes covered looking in the direction of the laughter. Doesn't seem to notice your approach. Give me a roll to hit.
Oh. +4. Big money.
15. You're attacking him. Yes, his shield is not up. Your halberd hits him.
Like guillotine style.
Well, we'll see how much damage you roll before we declare that.
Well, that's how I tried to do it.
Right.
Innate fashion. Please don't get excited.
I haven't done any damage yet, Maribel. You can't really tell them how much you're doing.
That.
This is why we don't dictate how our hits hit before the damage is rolled.
Brutal.
Just before you make it to him, you step on a twig. He turns to see you, ducks a little bit. The halberd cuts into his shoulder, but it's just like a glancing blow. You skin him a little bit. He seems mildly annoyed.
Wrecked.
Trellis.
I don't even get an extra damage on my surprise?
No.
Why?
Why would you get extra damage on your surprise?
Because he's surprised.
Doesn't that give you a better chance to hit him?
Yeah. Did it though? I didn't roll anything extra.
You should have rolled at +2 for back attack.
So then it would be 17. Do I crit him?
No.
All right. Well,
Trellis.
Okay, so I go ahead and shoot my bow at what she attacked.
All right, give me a roll to hit.
Okay, roll to hit, longbow. That's the D20 plus 8, correct?
Plus 8? What?
Wait, no, just kidding. 20 plus 4.
That sounds more accurate. What's your dexterity?
My dexterity is 13.
Okay, cool, perfect. The 13 is a miss. Your arrow hits him in his thick hide and just kind of grazes him and plops out on the side. Meanwhile, Malcolm, Nathan couldn't join you. He passed out in the swamp and was left behind.
Thanks for nothing.
Malcolm, you're coming up. You're adjacent to Maribel. What do you do? In fact, I'm just gonna have you. Why don't you just play all the sailors right now? You can make all their attack rolls.
Yeah, my hive mind, right?
You've got the hive mind going on, so you get.
All right, we're all running
there's
up.
5 of you, and you all kind of come in a surround. I think 2 of your people are gonna have to peel off and work on the smaller lizard man because he's blocking their approach.
I will point to 2, you, and I grunt, and they go, and they're like, yes, Queen Sailor B, and then they feel that, and then the rest of my men will surround us, and we have our rolling pins, and we're hoping that he's like, oh no, my shoulder, what am I gonna do? My outfit's ruined. And then that's when we start attacking the crap out of his legs. So at least maybe break his legs and get him down to our height.
All right.
Slowly just batter him into mush.
Give me 3d20 for your attacks against the Lizard Man King.
Okay. 3, roll 3.
D20.
And that's it?
Yep.
Okay.
Ooh. The 17 is a hit. I guess you guys have flanks and a little bit of surprise here. I think the 13 is modified to be a 15, and doesn't have a shield up and has penalties for surprise. So the 17 and the 13 are hits. Roll me 2d3 damage for the 2 hits.
Rolling pin damage.
Yeah.
Belaying pin.
Would you say 2D?
2d3, correct.
Nice, that's a lot of damage. Oh wait, not yet.
Right?
That's correct.
Oh.
Your belaying pins batter him, but it feels like you're hitting an elephant with, a pencil. It doesn't really seem to be doing that much damage against this 8-foot-tall, scaled, long-tailed lizard.
Alright, hold on, time out. I'm gonna simultaneously get 4 people killed at once.
Nice. Very nice. Make your other 2 people attack the other lizard man. So give me 2d20 against him.
Who makes it?
You do.
Me?
No, Malcolm.
Oh. Malcolm, make your sailor attack again.
Oh, again?
Yeah, 2d20 against the other lizard man.
Okay.
I get all messed up. Thought the sound effects were a little weird. Wow. Those are both ones.
That has to be a glitch.
No, it's
4 natural ones in a row.
Okay, hold on. But the first 2 were on a D3, so that's a 1 in 3 chance.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then the others are 1 in...
That happens.
Probability.
I play Hearthstone. This is a common occurrence.
It's unlikely, but it does happen.
I know, but can we... Come on, guys. 4 ones, 4 nat crit fails in a row? Like...
I agree.
The statistics of that are very, the chances of that happening are very, very slim.
1 in 400 for 2d20 to show up as 2 of anything. Well, 2 ones.
Yeah, it's only 1 in 3,600. It's not that bad.
You guys, yeah, whatever. We'll play on that.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
I mean, I don't want to die again.
All right, I need you to roll me saving throws versus death for those people who rolled natural ones. So give me another 2d20.
This is just a show about Dungeons and Dragons whose entertainment value comes from the highs and the lows. You know, we wouldn't want to react to the lows.
It's like an emotional roller coaster.
Oh my gosh.
All right, one of the guys that goes up, one of these guys that rolled a natural 1 on his attack, slips in the mud on the way up the hill and cracks his head against the ground, taking 2 points of damage.
He's dead then, right? Because
Nope.
we only have 1 health.
Well, you have
You
1
do.
health. Simon has 5, Adam has 3, Alan has 5, and Cobb has 3.
Hold on, you intentionally gave me the one dude that has 1 health?
No,
Yeah,
no,
way
I
to go.
rolled your health. I assigned you a character, and then I rolled his health, and then it turned out to be 1. You just got the
Ow.
short stick.
Uh-huh, okay.
Another crit fail for the party. So Simon takes 2 points of damage as he slips and hits his head. Adam loses grip of his belaying pin, and it like tumbles into the mud nearby. Now we do initiative, unless Bruno had an action.
No, how clumped are those 4 near me?
You kind of lost... Actually, give me a perception check, because they are crocodiling it through the water.
Okay.
Ooh, you cannot spot them. You've lost track of them.
Okay, well, I slowly walk towards their last known location.
Okay. By the way, you are no longer invisible,
Really?
because you cast Audible Glamour.
That's a non-combat spell.
Ooh, does it specifically say non-combat spells do not get rid of your invisibility?
Yes, it gave an example that, for example, bless, chant, and prayer are not attacks.
Well, good lawyering there. Can I get a D10 for initiative? Anybody? Malcolm.
I will do it.
Or whoever gets to it first.
I'm doing it.
You've done it. You guys go last. All right. The bodyguard, as we'll call him, turns to Adam, takes his spear and stabs it into Adam's belly. Adam takes 1 point of damage. And
Poor
lives. The Lizard Man King gives what sounds like a chuckle if a snake could laugh, kind of like and takes his unusually large club with spikes on it and brings it down on Cobb. No, he doesn't. Yes, he does. No, yes, he does. Cobb has 10 AC.
I was so excited and then so sad.
So sad. He hits Cobb for a lot of damage. Enough damage to render Cobb a mere splatter on the ground.
Like Deadzo, like Red Mist.
No, like -8.
Okay.
Yeah. Party's turn. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Trellis, last round you got a second attack and I completely forgot about it with your bow. You get 2 attacks around with your bow. Please, we'll retcon it in.
Alright, so I shoot again.
Yes.
Roll a d20 plus 4.
Oh!
Yeah. Right.
Nice! And then we also had back attack and surprise, so the 24 becomes a 26 in his armor class. 5. That is actually a double crit. Roll me 3d8 damage.
Wow.
Nice!
Does Maribel also get another melee attack?
She'll get a second melee attack this round.
Okay.
Oh, 12. Very good. And he fails his saving throw versus death as well. So can I get you to roll me a d6 for severity and a d10 for location? That's probably not going to be anything
3
interesting.
and 5.
I don't think that is worth Piercing versus humanoids, 5, 3. No unusual effect. Okay, doesn't matter. This round, they do those things. Now it's the party's turn. Maribel, you get 2 attacks. Trellis, you get 2 attacks. Rufus, you get...
Wait, so is he dead?
No, he's still alive.
Okay.
Rufus, you get 2 attacks with one guy... With
2 guys. All
Malcolm
right.
Malcolm and Alan each get 1 attack. And then Adam and Simon can make their attacks as well. Whew. So who goes first amongst the party members? I'm
my
going
guys can keep going. They're still swinging their batons around.
do it.
Right. So I'm doing them in pairs, right?
Right. Is this against the smaller or the larger lizard?
Let's do the larger lizard.
Okay.
Because it's already killing my friends.
Yes.
And so that's 2D?
2d20.
2D20? Okay.
They both miss. He's got his wicker shield up and is in a fighting stance. The other 2... Adam is missing a weapon. What is Adam going to do?
Can Adam like try and I want this to be like WWE and I want Adam to jump on him and try and like get like a lock around.
All right.
Okay.
It's a risky move. It provokes an attack of opportunity from the lizard man. So Adam goes to leap on him, but the lizard man brings his spear around, and Adam just impales himself on the spear.
What? Neil, she didn't know about attacks of opportunity. You should have warned her.
That's true. I should warn you about that. If you try and make
Okay.
an unarmed attack against somebody using a weapon, they get a free attack at you while you try and close the distance.
Oh, okay. Well,
Sorry, I forget
No,
that this is only your third time.
Rufus, maybe like if I was.
I was like, ah.
But in hindsight, wow, that's a really good thing to know. Thanks. All right, so Alan, what's his name? Alex is dead.
Adam.
Adam's dead.
Yeah.
Who else is there?
Simon.
Simon.
He's not dead because Neil said you could retcon it.
Yeah,
because-
yeah.
No.
I forget that you're new to the game. You just feel like part of the family already.
You just feel that way because you've like killed me enough times to like compensate for weeks and weeks of gaming.
It usually takes me a few years to kill someone this many times.
Wow, what does that mean? Okay, let's see. He doesn't have any weapons, so I'm not sure. Is there anything around that he can grab? Like, is there like any
There's like
weapon packs or?
There's a
Like-
rock on the ground nearby.
Okay.
There's like a branch that's part of a house.
Okay.
It's not a good situation.
All right. I get. Maybe the rock will be the best. Can he pick up the rock and I don't know, throw it at his head?
Yeah, give me an attack roll. D20 for him.
Please be big. Oh.
Oh, no. It clatters off his hide to no effect. Simon has his belaying pin, gets up off the ground from where he cracked his head. Slightly dazed.
I'm not even sure if he can, because would Simon been able to see the attack on the other lizard man and realize that it's not that
Yeah.
effective?
Yes.
Like, I mean, do some crazy MacGyver stuff where he realized that, you know, the rock does nothing, the pin does nothing, but he needs to keep him distracted so that they can take down the bigger guy. Can he, like, grab, like, a handful of sand and, like, throw it at the lizard guy to try and, like, blind him?
Absolutely. Give me an attack roll.
Okay, what would that be?
Just a D20. Yeah.
D20? Okay. Big money, big money. Okay, no.
Yes. Since you don't have to worry about his armor, you're just throwing sand at his face. You get sand up in his eyes. Makes a saving throw versus death and fails. The sand has irritated him and semi-blinded him. He fights at -2 for now. For the next round.
Only about a 2d10 that we didn't roll, not d20.
Oh. Ooh, yeah. Rufus, when you made your first 2 attacks, those were D10s instead of D20s. We want to re-roll those?
Oh. Wait, what? Which one? The...
The 2 against the Lizardman King.
Oh, yeah.
They're supposed to be D20s?
Yes, D20s to
Oh.
hit.
So do 2
So slash roll 2d20.
D20, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, no.
The 16 is a hit.
The 3 is not.
No, the 3 is definitely not. But the 16's a hit. Give me another D3 damage on the Lizard Man King. One. Okay. Maribel.
I try to behead him with my halberd.
You can do it. I believe in you, Maribel.
No, you don't. But thanks for saying so.
That's what friends do.
16.
16. 16 is 1 shy.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
off.
What was his name? Alan got it because he was on the lizard man's flank, but the lizard man's facing you directly, Maribel.
He turned
So-
around to face me.
Yeah, you're like the 7'1" Minotaur.
Yeah.
You know, you're kind of the big scary threat right now, except for Trellis, who's been peppering the sky with arrows.
Just wildly waving my halberd around.
Trellis, you want to make me an attack?
Yes. Let's see.
From 100 feet out in the swamp, Trellis fires and whiffs through the air. Maribel and Trellis, you get second attacks this round. Both of you.
Sweet. Alright, well, I was just waving it around to distract him.
From the real attack.
Yeah, from the real attack, which goes something like that.
Oh no.
No.
Oh, Trellis, no! It sticks in his shield.
16. What do you gotta get?
17 is his armor class.
Big nopes all around.
Big
Big ol' nopes.
Bruno, you've waded through the water. You've gotten closer now. You see the 4 lizard men emerging near where this laughter is coming from, and they're looking around. They're like kicking the water. They're like looking behind this bush, and they're looking at each other, super confused, having no idea what's going on here. You hear a roar coming from the camp that sounds like something being pierced with arrows.
Great. I
And
walk towards the roar while keeping an eye on the 4 guys.
The 4 people... Ooh, I should double check, make sure they hear it. I think they do. Yeah, they hear it too. And they turn and start running back through the water in the direction of the camp.
Let's see. So I think I can hit all 4 of them in a line. A 20-foot long line.
You know, if you position yourself right in the middle of them and aim it straight at them, yeah, you could probably hit them.
Okay, I'll do that since I'm invisible.
But this is a combat spell.
I know.
Okay, cool. Roll me a d6 for the number of creatures you affect.
Yes! 5!
Nice. And do they get a saving throw with color spray?
I am level 5, so if they have 5 or less hit dice, no.
Those 4 lizard men that are running at you kind of just twirl and drop to the ground in the water. They
Great.
are unconscious. Initiative. Ooh. Bruno, you want to roll it for your team?
Sure.
Oops, I was muted.
The
Nice.
party goes first.
Nice.
Lizard Man King is staring right at Maribel.
I smash his face.
Steam rises from his nose.
Take that. Ha!
Ooh, hit!
Nice.
In fact, you crit the Lizard Man King. It clears by 5. Roll me double damage, Maribel.
That's 2d10. Is
Oh,
it
he's
still
size
plus-
large, actually. Does that change your damage roll?
Oh, he's large?
He's size large.
Then we should have done more damage to him to begin with.
Well, we'll keep that first roll, but we'll change this one.
Ugh. So is it 4d6 plus 4 or 4d6 plus 2 for my damage modifier?
46 plus 2.
Yeah!
Holy crap!
Get wrecked!
You guys want to talk about impossible odds here.
That's pretty unlikely.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I've just been like storing. I'm like everyone's looking at me and seeing how terrible of a warrior I am, and freaking like Adam's over here with his rolling pin doing more damage than I am. And you see my eyes like turn red and like steam comes out of my nose, and I'm just and like not even like a big like like I have been like these big flying like strikes, but I just kind of like try to cut his head right off.
You cut him deeply. Give me a D10 for location and a 2D4 for severity.
Now, I don't remember us doing that before. Is there a reason for that because he's a boss?
No, for critical hits, if you get criticaled, or an NPC gets criticaled, or a monster gets criticaled, they have to make a saving throw versus death, and if they fail, there's a critical effect table that they roll on. And these guys have just been failing all of their saving throws versus death.
Okay.
Which is not good for
I
them.
mean, like the roll that she's doing on location.
Right, that's part of this saving. That's part of the critical effect hit.
Okay.
Yeah, that's part of all that thing. Hold on, I'm trying to find my page here. Slashing humanoids 8. So you cut him deeply in his left arm.
Get wrecked.
No arm.
I know that damage.
No.
Yeah, right?
It hacks through to the bone. You can see it shining. In fact, it hacks out like a chunk, maybe like this big across his arm, just like flops to the ground. Blood is streaming out of his arm. He will be taking damage every round. Trellis.
Is his arm usable?
Yes. It is still somehow usable.
What?
Trellis.
Sorry, I was muted. I aim at him and I shoot my bow again.
Let the dice roll. Oof.
And
No.
apparently just freezing and distracting all.
Malcolm and Alan.
Okay.
Lizard Man's before you. He's wounded. He's readying a strike for Maribel.
All right. Can we position ourselves on the opposing arm to try and like hinder the only good arm that he has?
Sure. Yes. I mean, there's no in-game effect for the hindering, but
Okay.
yeah.
I just want to be clear out of the way for when Mara's like swinging her weapon and maybe chop off the arm or just
Yeah. You can
mess
get
up that side.
when you're on either side of him, you get a +1 to hit as well.
Oh, okay. Well,
So 2d20. Oh no, your belaying pins are. I think the sailors are maybe a little intimidated by the 8-foot sailor, 8-foot lizard, and their blows do have no effect. What about Simon and Adam?
let's see. One of them doesn't even have a weapon.
Right, Adam threw his
The
rock.
other weapon's just totally useless. Oh man, I don't know.
Trellis, make your second attack while Simon and
Yeah.
Adam contemplate their
Kinda
existence
like-
in the world.
They're gonna die.
Hit!
Ah!
Give me that D8 damage.
This has been a week of ups and downs.
All over the place.
I hit him in the toe.
You cause minor discomfort to the lizard man. Bruno, you have knocked these people unconscious.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of ups and downs, I just realized how up I got there.
Yeah.
So, is there a game concept on killing people who are unconscious? Is it easy to do?
If you are not in danger, like you're not in combat, you can auto-kill them. And right now you're well away from any sort of danger, so you can go up and just start slitting throats if you have an edged weapon.
Great, and I have a dagger.
Yep.
How long will it take? Will it take me a round to kill all four, or is it one at a time, or two at a time?
I think because they're big, awkward lizard men and they're floating in the water, it'll take a round to flip the guy over properly and slit his throat.
Alright, I slit guy number 1's throat.
Okay, they start to fall. Simon and Adam, what do you got?
Okay. So the lizard guy that they are attacking is temporarily blinded right now.
Right.
And he's like, whatever.
Right.
Is he distracted by it, or is he flailing around?
He's trying to squint his eyes through the sand and blink them repeatedly, but keeps his weapons focused on the two of you.
Is there any way for them to like trip him up, since he can't really see very well? Or
yeah.
Or does that put them in like the non-weapon combat area where they'll just get their heads cut off?
Well, if you've got like something that you could trip someone with, like a branch or a pole, you
they
can
have that branch that they pull off. They can pull off one of the huts.
Yeah, you can make a trip attack against him.
Yeah.
To do that, you need to make an attack roll, and if you hit, you need to just make an opposed strength check against the monster.
Okay, so what's my attack?
D20.
D20, and then what's the...
If you hit, which you miss.
No, okay, no.
No.
Alright, well...
He tries to knock the legs out from underneath the lizard man and just like, kunk on the ground. Trellis, second bow shack.
I thought I just did my second one.
Was that your second? Okay.
Yeah.
Then it is the lizard man's...
I'll take another.
No. Thank you for being so honest. The lizard's go. The one that was just trying to be tripped.
I get the second attack this time?
Every other round, Maribel.
I thought that I didn't get one.
You got 2 last round.
Hi.
The non-king, the bodyguard, stabs for Simon and misses. The king stumbles backwards a step, growls at you, and takes his big, nasty club, Maribel, brings it to bear against you, and hits you. What is your armor class, Maribel? I need to know if it's a crit or not.
It is 15.
Ooh, he crits you.
Of course he does.
Of course he does. Crit for a crit. Sounded like a lot of dice. 10, 23 damage to Maribel as the spiked club collides with you square on the chest, sending you reeling. Roll me a saving throw versus death, and are you still conscious?
Yeah.
You badass.
It sounds so easy.
Is that a pass for you?
No.
No, okay. He gets...
How much damage?
23.
Alright. Well, I'm not in good shape.
Location 5. Severity 7, location 5. Bludgeoning versus humanoid. Your armor is damaged, and you move at half speed, and you have a penalty of 2 to attacks until you can recover properly, which will take days, maybe weeks of rest. So basically, your armor's damaged, and you've like got fractured ribs.
I call out in anguish, and I yell, "Retreat!"
All right, the Lizard Man King is looking pretty bad as well. I think the two of you are both at minimum life here. He's bleeding. Oh, actually, he takes a point of bleeding damage. No, at the start of next round. Roll me initiative.
Oh, I didn't realize he was that bad. No,
No, he's really bad. He's on his last legs.
Oh, I'm gonna shoot him. Don't worry.
You guys go simultaneously.
Oh man.
Takes a point of bleeding damage. Lizardman King gives a large, bellowous roar and whiffs. That was almost a 10, but then it wasn't. Then it was a miss. Yeah.
Have Trellis go first in our party.
Alright, I shoot my arrows at him. I shoot an arrow at him.
Get him!
Get him!
Oof, miss.
No!
Malcolm and Alan, it's up to you! The Lizardman King is wavering.
2 d20s or just 1
2 d20s.
Please.
Come on,
Alan.
Okay, I still have one more.
Pray.
Oh!
I did it big!
You hit him!
You
Roll me
saved us!
d3! Roll me d3!
Do it, do it, do it!
Malcolm, hit him!
Please, please, please!
You hit him in his kneecap, and he buckles to the ground, collapses on the ground, twitches, lets out a gurgling cry, and dies.
What?
Well, he's at 0. He's unconscious.
That 1 point was all you needed?
He was at 1. Yeah.
I look at this. Was it Malcolm who hit him?
Yes.
Yeah.
I look at Malcolm and I like, shore up my chest and like give him a nod, like, well fought, compatriot. And then I take my halberd and chop the guy's head off.
Ooh.
Me and my fellow sailors are putting our arms around each other and we're singing "We Are the Champions." And then we look at our dead friends and then be like, "You won't be forgotten, but we win, yay!"
Meanwhile, the other lizard man stabs Adam.
Too soon.
And Adam falls to the ground unconscious and bleeding.
Wait,
Okay, wait, we're not celebrating. We're hustling over to the other.
then I don't use my attack to hack the head off. I use my attack.
Okay, that's cool. You guys go simultaneously, so it doesn't matter. They get their attacks and you get your attacks.
Okay, I chop that guy.
Make me a roll to hit.
We probably still should be retreating, but I'm in a bloodlust now. Nice.
Hit! This guy has significantly lower AC.
And he's not large, right?
No, he's normal.
No.
Nope. You hit him, he takes 4 points of damage, and sees his king fall to the ground. Well, I guess he's already taken his turn this round, so we can't do anything else. Bruno, you've executed another person. Trellis, you get a second attack.
Okay, I shoot my arrow at the one that Maribel is attacking.
The last standing lizard man.
And I just...
Oh, that's a 9, yeah.
I just distract him away from Maribel with that arrow.
Yeah. Alright, initiative for next round. You want to roll it, Trellis? D10?
I mean, my rolls are low enough.
You go first.
Alright, sweet. I shoot again, then.
Do it.
Yes!
Oh, you crit the lizard man. Roll me 2d8.
You got this.
Passes his save versus death.
Oh,
You bring him to the ground, arrow in his side. The lizard men are vanquished.
Huzzah!
So now, why doesn't he have to... I'm confused, because why doesn't he have to roll, like, a saving throw?
He did. I just rolled it, and he passed. He passed. The other ones failed, but it doesn't matter because he's unconscious.
The saving throws only happen with crits,
Right.
and then Neil rolls them and tells us whether they pass or not.
Right.
Okay.
Bruno continues to execute lizard men, and I think a few minutes later, the party convenes in the camp.
I kind of like stroll, like I walk the ranks and I'm nodding at all of them and I give a very minimal but very inspiring speech of like, it would have been thought that a crew like ours could never survive an attack on such an army, but we did.
I'm a little...
And then I nod, and that's all.
Yeah, we knock our rolling pins
Excellent.
together as like a clamor of like, yay!
And I start shaking hands. Well fought, well fought, well fought.
I just give everybody a nod. I'm a little tired from battle as I was already wounded still, and then I go and gather my arrows that are on the ground. And then anybody.
Okay.
I loot the bodies.
Trellis, you can really only recover one arrow that's in good condition. The others are broken or missed and are just gone into the swamp.
Okay, I recover an arrow, and then I also help loot the bodies.
Okay, why don't we take a break here and we'll deal with the consequences on the other side of our break. Bye-bye, everybody.